Hello and welcome guys and welcome to this short vlog, and yes, in this particular vlog I'm going to give my honest opinion reviews about the paper which has come in December 2023 for audit, and I'm also going to predict, or also going to tell you certain important topics which are very important from an exam standpoint for the further attempts. June 24, December 24, and the further attempts, if you're attempting audit, if you're going to give CMA intermediate exam, then these topics are must do, okay? Because repeatedly in syllabus 2022 these topics have been recurring. These are examiners favorite topics, so to say. Okay, so let us first of all see the question paper of December 2023 attempt, and let's see what are the questions that have been asked from audit from this for this particular attempt. Okay, now the question paper, you can see it on the board. I know you might not be able to read it properly, but I'll dictate the questions for you. Okay, the first question came in MCQ, which is audit documentation, related to audit documentation. What is the standard on auditing on audit documentation? Guys, a clear disclaimer for all the students who are appearing in June 24 or December 24 or further attempts. Standard on auditing are not there in your syllabus in a full-fledged form. They are only there in abridged form, very brief form. Okay, so only to the extent of standard of auditing which is given in your study mat, only to that extent standard on auditing is applicable to you. So do not study the entire standard on auditing and do it in depth, because I know of students who have taken coaching from teachers or faculties who do not teach CMA, they teach other professional courses, and they have done standard on auditing in detail. As a CMA student, you need not do standard on auditing in detail, because only MCQ type of questions are expected from standard on auditing, or even if descriptive type question comes, they will be from very particular standard on auditing which are specifically highlighted in the study mat of the Institute of Cost Accountants of India. This is a disclaimer which I'm going to give to the further attempt student, June 24 attempt student. Please do not study standard on auditing in detail. Okay, don't do that. So standard on auditing, which is covered by audit documentation. Now, very easy question, which is not an example of audit evidence. What is not an example of audit evidence? Then which form is required to be filled for cost audit to the by the company to the central government? Which form is to be filled? Now, point to be noted over here: cost audit and secretarial audit are two topics which are very important from an exam standpoint. In syllabus 2002 especially, the examiner is repeatedly asking questions from cost audit, repeatedly. So it's an important topic of your syllabus. Please do it carefully in the future attempts, in the future attempts also. This topic is going to be there for a good number of marks. So cost audit, question from cost audit came in the examination. Then very easy question: how many times the term can be repeated for a single auditor if it's a partnership firm? So a straightforward question, easy question. Okay, till now all the questions were easy questions. Okay, casual vacancy in the office of cost auditor can be filled by whom? Okay, board of directors, shareholder, government company, CAG, board of directors. So very simple questions which are being asked with respect to the audit portion. Which of the following is an audit risk? Financial risk, operational risk, control risk, systematic risk. Okay, very straightforward question. So if MCQ, I only MCQ, even when the descriptive type questions are coming from audit, they are very straightforward and very up to the extent of the course curriculum which is provided by the Institute of Cost Accountants. Let me move on to the descriptive type questions. Okay, these are the descriptive type questions. Again, guys, each of these questions are directly from the study mat of the institute, directly, without even an iota of change in them. Absolutely directly. Okay, what is an audit trail? Discuss the statutory provisions related to audit trail. A question which is directly coming from the institute study mat, module number 7. Now, what is audit trail? Audit trail, of course, means you need to track the source of the transaction. The documents or the source of the transaction needs to be tracked. That is audit trail. And what are the provisions related to audit trail? Provisions are that, if you have a system in place which is tracking your financial transactions, then that system should have a mechanism where audit trail is maintained. It is not deleted. No one is able to delete the audit trail, and whatever transactions have occurred, they stay in the system, and they stay for long in the system. Audit trail is to be maintained by the system. That is the provision, that is the statutory requirement which is there in the law, which is prescribed by the law. So this is to be discussed. 7 marks question. Which companies are required to undergo secretarial audit? Now, very important. secretarial audit, full-fledged question of 7 marks. Which are the companies required to undergo secretarial audit, and discuss the provisions relating to procedure of appointment of secretarial audit. Again, in the last attempt as well, there was a question from secretarial audit and cost audit. Similarly, question is there from secretarial audit, and I'll show you the question from cost audit also. Please see question 7b. What is the procedure of appointing cost auditor in a company? Full-fledged 7 marks question. I know you might not be able to read the questions properly on the board, but I'm dictating the questions just for your ready reference. Okay. So question from cost audit coming directly 7 marks. Question from secretarial audit coming directly 7 marks. Very, very important aspect of your syllabus, guys. Discuss the role of an auditor in relation to audit of unpaid dividend. So if dividend remains unpaid, then what is the role of the auditor in that case? Of course, auditor had to ensure that it gets transferred to the prescribed funds within the stipulated time period, etc., etc. That entire detail you need to put in over here. Then while conducting audit of an educational institution, how will you verify receipt related transactions? Very specific question. The examiner has not asked that, tell us the steps which are required to be taken for audit of educational institution, which will become too lengthy for a 7 marks question. So the examiner is very, very specific. Question is very, very specific that you need to tell the procedure of audit for receipt in case of educational institution, and not the entire education institution audit is required to be enumerated over here. Only receipts. How will you audit the receipts? That is the question which is given. Discuss the role of NFRA. Now again, an important part of your syllabus. Enforcing compliance with auditing standards. How do NFRA enforce compliance with auditing standard? NFRA becomes a very, very important topic of your syllabus, guys. NFRA definitely will hold good command in the future attempts as well. So these are the questions which have been asked in the audit paper. Very, very straightforward and direct. I always say that in companies accounts and audit paper, audit is a cakewalk. It's very, very easy to score good marks in audit because the syllabus is concise. It is of entire 50 marks. If you revise it well, then straightforward questions are being asked, and straightforward you need to write the answers. But yes, 7 marks question are there, so you need to write detailed answers. Sometimes students write very brief answers because of which they do not score marks, and they say, "Sir, audit में marks नहीं आते, theory है ना, audit में marks नहीं आते." No, guys, audit में marks आते हैं. Just that you have to write the answers properly. That is the ask, that is the requirement. So to conclude, for the further attempt students, that is June 24 and onward attempt students, I am writing certain important topics, from audit syllabus, cost audit and secretarial audit. Both of them are very, very important from an exam standpoint. You can actually expect questions from these 2 topics repeatedly in the examination. Yes, these are very, very important. They have been coming regularly, and in future also they will be recurring in the examination. And based on the question paper, I can also recommend, please do NFRA properly. NFRA is an important topic, and it's a body which is very, very important, playing a very important role in the country and the nation as a whole. So a question from NFRA is also expected to repeat in the future examinations. Guys, all in all, a very straightforward paper, very easy paper according to me for December 2023 attempt students. Let's see how the future papers unfold, but this audit paper was really quite straightforward and quite easy in terms of its difficulty level, because it was very, very straightforward. So yes, all the best for your further exams, guys, and I'll be reviewing other papers also for your benefit. The students who have already given the paper, please don't think about the paper. If you have seen this video, it's okay. Please don't think about the paper. Think about the next paper. Do the best in your next paper and leave this paper to God. Leave rest to God. So all the best for the next papers that you are going to put in. So yes, I hope that you pass in company accounts and audit with flying colors, and other subjects also, and equally simple. I hope you find other subjects also equally simple. Examination of other papers also equally simple. On that positive note, all the very best and happy studying.